Good evening. Our live broadcast from Chicago will Good evening. The time is 9 p.m. This program is coming to you live from Chicago. And in the news at this hour, two Justice Department prosecutors testified before the House Judiciary Committee today, accusing Attorney General William Barr and senior department officials of politicizing investigations. Aaron Zielinski, a prosecutor on the Robert Mueller team, said the sentencing recommendation for Donald Trump's friend and advisor Roger Stone was watered down due to political pressure from the highest levels of the Department of Justice. John Elias, a career prosecutor in the Antitrust Division, accused the Attorney General of ordering investigations into 10 business mergers involving cannabis companies because Barr did not like the industry. The criticisms came just days after Barr's decision to fire Jeffrey Berman, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, the office which has been investigating Trump and his associates. New York City has decided to paint a Black Lives Matter street mural outside Trump Tower in Midtown Manhattan, according to a statement from Mayor Bill de Blasio's office. The president is a disgrace to the values we cherish in New York City. He cannot run or deny the reality we are facing, and anytime he wants to set foot in the place he claims is his hometown, he should be reminded Black Lives Matter. This from the mayor's spokeswoman earlier today. News on the COVID-19 front. New research suggests Black Lives Matter protests across the country have not led to a jump in coronavirus cases as first theorized. While it is possible people actually attending protests may face increased risk, researchers have determined that the overall larger effect is one of keeping the general population away. In other words, to avoid any possible disturbances, people who were not protesting stayed home. In addition, the vast majority of BLM protests have been in the open air, not confined spaces, which could be a mitigating factor in terms of exposure. Even so, with or without protests, virus cases continue to rise. Officials in a number of states are desperately pleading with people to stay home, wear masks, and keep their distance. California, Texas, and Florida have all set records for the number of new cases in one day. Nationwide, almost 35,000 new cases were reported yesterday in the U.S., the third highest number of new cases reported in a day since the beginning of the pandemic. In all, this week, a total of 26 states have seen a surge in new cases compared with the prior week. The latest coronavirus statistics now from the U.S. Center for Disease Control estimated total cases now stand at 2,336,600. That is up by 34,800 from yesterday's figure. The estimated death toll now stands at 121,117, up from yesterday's estimate by 784. More news in just a moment. Now this.
This is a message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. CDC is working to help keep you and your community safe from the threat of novel or new coronavirus. COVID-19 is spreading in the United States, and leaving your home increases your chances of getting and spreading the virus. CDC recommends you stay home except to get groceries, medications, or other essentials. For more information, visit cdc.gov.
9:04 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Continuing with our news report, a divided federal appeals court this morning ordered Judge Emmett Sullivan to dismiss the case against former Trump National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. In the ruling, 2 of the 3 judges on a panel for the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit ordered Judge Sullivan to immediately dismiss the case without further review. The third judge accused his colleagues of grievously overstepping their powers. Despite Flynn twice pleading guilty for lying to the FBI about his conversations with then-Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak during the presidential transition, the Justice Department moved last month to dismiss the case against him. Judge Sullivan did not immediately act on today's ruling and instead filed for a review of the decision. The 3 white suspects in the Ahmaud Arbery case in Georgia have been indicted on charges of murder. Cobb County District Attorney Joyanne Holmes said in a news conference this afternoon the grand jury has indicted Gregory McMichael, his son Travis McMichael, and William Roddy Bryan on charges including felony murder, aggravated assault, and false imprisonment. Arbery, a 25-year-old black man, was shot to death while jogging on February 23rd near Brunswick, Georgia. Substantial red ink on Wall Street today, with each of the 3 major indexes down over 2% at the close. Dow Jones Industrial Average at 25,446, a loss of 710 points. NASDAQ off 222 to close at 9,909. And the S&P 500, 3,050. 81 points down. In the nation's weather report, dangerous heat is expected to continue through Saturday for much of central and northern California. Heat advisories are also in effect for much of Florida. Scattered thunderstorms are predicted for the southeast and the mid-Atlantic. Large rainfalls in the central Gulf region, with the heaviest rain predicted for southern Louisiana. Meanwhile, a Saharan dust layer will be moving into the Florida Peninsula and Gulf Coast in the coming days. The main effects of the Saharan dust phenomenon are hazy, brownish-gray skies during daylight hours, redder sunsets, and difficult air for those with allergies. For Chicagoland, partly cloudy tonight with a 30% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms, overnight low around 63. Tomorrow, Thursday, mostly sunny, high about 80, and Thursday night, mostly clear, low of 68. Our current conditions under mostly cloudy skies, 74 officially at O'Hare Airport, a bit cooler, 71 at the lakefront, 40% relative humidity, and a west wind at 12 miles per hour. AccuWeather radar shows some moderate showers just across the border in south-central Wisconsin, but all clear over Chicagoland. The time is 6:30 past 9 p.m., and once again, here at Radio City, we have 71 degrees.
Live from Chicago, Variety Broadcast presents Radio Classics. Now, here's your host, Tom Edwards.
Who, me? Yes, you. No, him, you. Over there. George Harrison starting us off on Radio Classics tonight. And a good evening to you, 11 minutes after 9 o'clock, 9:11 p.m. U.S. Central Time, coming to you live from the windy city of Chicago. At least I think I'm live. Wait till I pinch myself and see. Oh, yep, I'm here. All right, let's start off tonight by looking at our list of what day this is. The list of honorary holidays and fun days from nationaltoday.com. And according to the reliable source, Wednesday, the 24th, is National Pralines Day. Pat passed that along to me by a message this afternoon. Do you say pralines or pralines? Well, whichever it is, the candy, National Pralines Day. And tomorrow, if you want to get a jump on things, Thursday the 25th, Global Beatles Day. Well, George Harrison will be smiling down on us for that, huh? And National Work From Home Day. I wonder if that was a little bit prophetic in its time. We have our trivia game on tap, of course. We got a lot of good music and some news notes to share with you. So welcome aboard, sit back, relax for an hour, and we'll be right back after this important message.
Young friends, this is a cuckoo bird.
Pop, pop, Cocoa Pops, yum, yum, yum. Pop,
Want to have some fun?
pop, yum,
Watch.
yum. Oh, wee. Watch out because I'm Cocoa Pop, Cocoa Pops, Cocoa Pop, Cocoa Pop.
It happens all the time. It's because Cocoa Puffs are made with delicious Hershey's cocoa. Luscious little chocolate crisp corn puffs.
Ah, he caught me by surprise. Oh, no, I can't resist them. Cocoa Pop, Cocoa Pop.
Another Big G cereal from General Mills.
That's what we grew up listening to, and you wonder why we're all half nuts, huh? All right, welcome to the trivia game, our main feature of the evening. Now, if you're new to the broadcast, let me tell you how it works. We play for Monopoly money, and whoever saves up the most Monopoly dollars by the end of the broadcast wins a fabulous grand prize. We go around the Monopoly board in clockwise order, just like a regular game. And tonight, our grand prize is Pacific Avenue, the first of the green properties. Now we're getting into the ritzy, glitzy, high-rent district. That's why they're colored green, as in money. You'll be rolling in dough. The rent is a whopping $26 per night. Yes, indeed. Pacific Avenue. That's our grand prize. Now, remember, no search engines, no phone a friend, no ask the audience, no 50-50, no calling Regis Philbin on the honor system. Spelling is not an issue if it is a common word, but in cases of proper nouns like a famous person, a company name, product name, that sort of thing, then we do check spelling if needed to break a tie. Speed is of the essence. Whoever has their answer typewritten first on the chat board wins the round, but if it is misspelled, then we have to disregard and go to the next correct spelling. And finally, be careful about multi-part questions. Your answer can't be counted unless you answer all parts of the question. All right, you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Here's our first question of the night. Under the category of history, $25 on the table. This series of murders was never solved. They were committed in the Whitechapel district of London in the year 1888. What was the gruesome nickname pinned on the murderer? All right, $25. History question. A series of murders that was never solved. London, 1888. Tell me the gruesome nickname pinned on the murderer. In the meantime, this lovely tune for you from Madonna, from the musical Evita.
Where do we go from here? This isn't where we intended to be. We had it all. You believed in me. I believed in you. Certainties disappear. What do we do for our dream to survive? How do we keep all our passions alive as we used to do? Deep in my heart, I'm concealing things that I'm longing to say, scared to confess what I'm feeling. Frightened you'll slip away. You must love me. You must love me. My side. How can I be any use to you now? Give me a chance and I'll let you see how nothing has changed. Deep in my heart, I'm concealing things that I'm longing to say, scared to confess what I'm feeling. Frightened you'll slip away. You must love me. You must love me. You must love me.
Lovely voice of Madonna, the 1996 motion picture Evita. Beautiful tune, You Must Love Me. 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, 9:18 p.m. U.S. Central Time. And shall we open up the dictionary to get things rolling? Start us off with the word of the day. Would our robot be kind enough to pronounce it for us?
Fraternize.
Once more.
Fraternize.
Fraternize. A verb, the definition of which is to associate or mingle in fraternal terms, like members of a frat house. Second definition, to associate on close terms with members of a hostile group, especially when contrary to military orders, as in fraternizing with the enemy. Unless you should happen to be Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan, then it's okay. Final definition, to be friendly or amiable. All right, fraternize. And it's from the medieval Latin, if you like to follow that sort of thing, from the Latin word frater, meaning brother. The Latin root also provides us with similar words, fraternity and fraternal. And there you have our word for the day. Fraternize, from Merriam-Webster, the dictionary people, at m-w.com.
They got ranges, heaters, power tools, they got TV, toasters, waiting pools, they got hi-fi hammers, hoses, rakes, they got all the very finest makes. Stop and shop at Kmart, get the best in name brand merchandise. They guarantee the quality and discount the price. They got washers, dryers, bassinets, they got sprinklers, toasters, wire nets, they got broilers, records, vacuum cleaners, barbecues to roast your wieners, ranges, heaters, power tools, they got TV, toasters, waiting pools, they got...
Yes, indeed, Kmart. All right, how about a nice round of applause for round one trivia winner? And that would be Scott, who answered the opening question, $25. History, series of murders in London, 1888. We were looking for the name of the murderer. That was Jack the Ripper. Here comes question number 2. Get your thinking cap on, your typing fingers ready. $20 this time. Geography, the category. Here are your clues. Shoshone National Forest, Laramie, Alan Simpson, July 10th of 1890. You got all that? All right, $20. Geography, the category. Shoshone National Forest, Laramie, Alan Simpson, and July 10 of 1890. No penalties for wrong answers, so feel free to take a guess if you like. Good luck, give it a shot. Meantime, here is Whitney Houston.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be. And so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself, it is the greatest love of all. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of leads you to a lonely place, find your strength in love.
Beautiful voice, beautiful tune, Whitney Houston, The Greatest Love of All.
Don't touch that dial.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. We're going to stay right here at Radio Classics. Some music by request. Dan Fogelberg. Bellboy, checking in, please.
Well, there's too many windows in this old hotel, and rooms filled with reckless pride. And the walls have grown sturdy, and the halls have worn well, but there is nobody living inside. Nobody living inside. Gonna pull in the shutters on this heart of mine, roll up the carpets and pull in the blinds, and retreat to the chambers that I left behind, in hopes there still may be love left to find. Still may be love left to find. Seek inspiration in daily affairs. Now your soul is a dropper and requires repairs. And the voices you hear at the top of the stairs are only echoes of unanswered prayers. Echoes of unanswered prayers.
Radio Classics, bringing you the talents of Dan Fogelberg by request. That one, Heart Hotels. 9:29 p.m., 29 minutes after 9 o'clock U.S. Central Time. And nice round of applause from the studio audience for this winner this round. That would be Scott, 2 in a row. $20 on that win, and we were under the category of geography. Shoshone National Forest, Laramie, capital of Wyoming, Alan Simpson, long-term late senator, date of admission to the Union, 1890. That is, of course, Wyoming. Another question coming your way next. Don't go away.
There is something new under the sun. A new instant breakfast drink discovery called Tang. Just arrived at your grocer's. Tang gives you lots and lots of vitamin C. More vitamin C than orange juice. With lots more vitamin A than orange juice, too. Golden Tang mixes instantly with cold water, by the glass or by the pitcher. Just a few swirls of the spoon does it. Don't waste time. Hop right down to your grocer and look for Tang in the jar with the orange cap. Take Tang home. Put it on your family breakfast table. Pick up your glass. Taste it. That sunny, bright wake-up taste is so great, you'll make Tang your family's breakfast drink every day.
All right, trivia question. Here we go. Round 3. We are now under the category of history. $20. Italian inventor and electrical engineer Guglielmo Marconi is credited with the invention of what early 20th century device? $20. History. Italian inventor and electrical engineer Guglielmo Marconi is credited with the invention of what early 20th century device? Give it a guess if you don't know.
Sugar time, sugar time.
Isn't that sweet? Chris, Dottie, and Phyllis, better known as the McGuire Sisters. Sugar Time on Radio Classics. Maestro, could we have our dramatic opening music? as we look back on this date in history. 24th of June, on this date in 1997, the U.S. Air Force released a 231-page report dismissing long-standing claims of an alien spacecraft crash in Roswell, New Mexico, almost exactly 50 years after it happened. What do you think? UFO or no UFO? Aliens or no aliens? I think they've invaded the government, invaded the White House, so that answers that question. On this date in 1812, Napoleon's army invaded Russia. 1953, Jacqueline Bouvier, 24 years old, and Senator John F. Kennedy of New York, 36 years old, or Massachusetts. His brother was a senator from New York. Whoops. They announced their engagement. All right. On this date in 1948, the Soviets blockaded West Berlin, and that, of course, gave rise to the Berlin Airlift. The USSR ended the blockade about 11 months later on the 12th of May, 1949. Famous birthdays today: 1842, Ambrose Bierce, American writer. Jack Dempsey, world heavyweight boxing champion, born in 1895. Mick Fleetwood, British drummer and co-founder of Fleetwood Mac, born 1947. And finally, Phil Harris, comedian, actor, and singer. Do you remember Walt Disney's The Jungle Book? Phil Harris did the voice of Baloo the bear. He also did some comedic songs, and I've got one of them up my sleeve for you now. Phil Harris, this is called The Thing.
While I was walking down the beach one bright and sunny day, I saw a great big wooden box a-floating in the bay. I pulled it in and opened it up, and much to my surprise, ooh, I discovered a right before my eyes. Ooh, I discovered a right before my eyes. I picked it up and ran to town as happy as a king. I took it to a guy I knew who'd buy most anything. But this is what he hollered at me as I walked in his shop. Oh, get out of here with that before I call a cop. Oh, get out of here with that before I call a cop. I turned around and got right out a running for my life, and then I took it home with me to give it to my wife. But this is what she hollered at me as I walked in the door. Oh, get out of here with that, and don't come back no more. Oh, get out of here with that, and don't come back no more. I wandered all around the town until I chanced to meet a hobo who was looking for a handout on the street. He said he'd take most any old thing, he was a desperate man. But when I showed him he turned around and ran. Oh, when I showed him he turned around and ran. I wandered on for many years, a victim of my fate, until one day I came upon St. Peter at the gate. And when I tried to take it inside, he told me where to go. Get out of here with that, and take it down below. Oh, get out of here with that, and take it down below. The moral of the story is, if you're out on the beach and you should see a great big box and it's within your reach, don't ever stop and open it up. That's my advice to you, 'cause you'll never get rid of them, no matter what you do. Oh, you'll never get rid of them, no matter what you do.
Hey, Phil Harris, The Thing, on Radio Classics. Audience, nice round of applause for round 3 trivia winner. Once again, Scott. Scott is having a good night tonight. The question was $20 under the category of history. We were looking for the inventor, Marconi, Guglielmo Marconi. What device did he invent? And that, of course, was the radio. Congratulations to Scott. And we have more trivia coming up. Don't go away.
When you've got a job to do, reach for something good to chew. Chewing helps you stand the pace, anytime and any place. So, hi-ho, hey, hey, chew your little troubles away. Hi-ho, hey, hey, chew Wrigley Spearmint Gum. Work goes faster, smoother too. Life seems brighter when you chew. Hi-ho, hey, hey, chew Wrigley Spearmint Gum. It's good to sink your teeth into Wrigley's Spearmint Gum. That lively flavor freshens your mouth, and the good chewing helps make the job go smoother and faster. Enjoy chewing Wrigley's Spearmint Gum every day, as millions do. Hi-ho, hey, hey, chew your little troubles away. Hi-ho, hey, hey, chew Wrigley's Spearmint Gum.
9:40 in the evening, 20 minutes till 10 o'clock. And Nicole was sort of in the ballpark with that one. The early Marconi device was not equipped for voice. They just sent sound over it, and they used it to transmit messages. And they did, in fact, use the same coding that was used on the telegraph, which was invented by Samuel Morse, as in Morse code. But the telegraph, the actual ground-wired device, that was Morse who invented that. Marconi invented the radio. But everybody made some great guesses, so we thanks for your participation on that one. And here's another question coming right up. Push the button on the old machine. Here we go. And by the way, giving you the scoreboard before I forget, 20, 40, 65. Scott is in the lead, 65, and nobody else on the board, so maybe we can get some other scores for some competition with this one. $25, and the category is TV trivia, all right? I'm sitting in front of my TV in the year 1959. The credits roll, and I see names including William Shallert, Sheila James, Bob Denver, and Dwayne Hickman. Right after that, of course, it says, brought to you by Nabisco. Now, what show am I watching? 1959, I'm sitting watching my TV. The credits roll, and I see the names including William Shallert, Sheila James, Bob Denver, and Dwayne Hickman. Tell me what that show is, and you'll win $25. Earth, Wind, and Fire up next. Radio Classics, After the Love Is Gone.
For a while, to love was all we could do. We were young and we knew in our eyes were alive. Deep inside we knew our love was true. For a while, we paid no mind to the past. Knew love would last every night. Something right would invite us to begin the day. Something happened along the way. What used to be happy was sad. Something happened along the way, and yesterday was all we had. Love each other with all we would ever need. Love was strong for so long. Never knew that what was wrong, oh baby, wasn't right. We tried to find what we had till sadness was all we shared. We were scared this affair would lead our love into something. Sad. Something happened along the way. Yesterday was all we had. Oh, after the love is gone, how could you leave me?
Kind of sounds like people discussing astrology, doesn't it? Are you an earth sign or an air sign or a fire sign? No. Earth, Wind, and Fire, After the Love Is Gone. 9:46 p.m., 14 before 10 o'clock. And congratulations on the last round of trivia. We have another winner on the board. Pat got that one. Congrats. And let's see, that was a $25 question. And the category was TV trivia. The cast members were William Shallert, Sheila James, Bob Denver, and Dwayne Hickman. Dobie Gillis. And Pat got that one right, so she's on the board with 25. Scott is in first place with 65. And we have another question coming your way in just a minute. Don't go away.
I'll get it. McDonald's Big Mac. The big sandwich with a great big taste that everybody's talking about.
2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Oh, got him!
2 all-beef patty, special sauce.
2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, sesame seed bun. Got it.
2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. I got it!
McDonald's Big Mac. Just give us the word.
2 all-beef patty, special sauce, cheese, lettuce, pickles, onions on a special meat beat it.
You deserve a break today at McDonald's,
where your dollar gets a break every day.
I just ran across a news note here from the New York Times. The European Union countries are, of course, in the same straits we are as far as the coronavirus. They are trying to work up plans to revive and reopen their economies and reopen their borders after months of restrictions. But get this, they are seriously considering blocking Americans from entering their countries because the United States has so badly failed to control the coronavirus scourge. Boy, wouldn't that be karma working overtime, All right, next question for you. As our exciting trivia game continues, Scott's on the board, first place with 65. Pat in second with 25. And here's your latest question, $25 now. Sweets and treats. Here's a fancy dessert recipe for you. Start with a pie dish, which has been lined with slices of sponge cake. Add scoops of ice cream and then top it all with a thick layer of meringue. The entire dessert is then given a quick flash in an extremely hot oven, just enough to brown the meringue, but not long enough to begin melting the ice cream. And as an added touch, it is often flamed at tableside with rum or brandy. What is the name of this spectacular dessert? Okay, now once more real quick. $25 sweets and treats. The recipe: you start with a pie dish, line it with slices of sponge cake, add ice cream, top it with meringue, bake it hot and fast to just caramelize the meringue, and then if you wish you can flame it at tableside. What is the name of this fancy schmancy dessert dish? 9:49 p.m. If you're in a sentimental mood, this'll match the Moody Blues, For My Lady.
my boat sails stormy seas, battles oceans filled with tears. At last my port's in view, now that I've discovered you. Oh, I give my life so lightly for my dead old lady. Give it freely and completely to my lady.
side and slowly bow ahead. Then you'll hear her softly cry, oh, I give my life so lightly to my gentle lady. Give it freely and completely to my lady. Words that you say when we're alone, though actions speak louder than words, but all I can say is I love you so. Drive away all my hurt. I give my life so lightly for my gentle lady. Give it freely and completely to my lady. Set sail before the sun. Feel the warmth that's just begun. Share each and every dream. They belong to everyone. Oh, I give my life so lightly for my gentle lady. Give it freely and completely to my lady.
There's a pretty one for you, the Moody Blues, For My Lady, 9:53 p.m. at Radio Classics. And let's see now, where do we stand on the trivia game? Okay, I know we had a correct answer on the screen here on our chat board. Let me roll the dialogue back a little bit to find the first person who answered correctly, because we've had a lot of traffic on the chat board tonight, and I don't want to award the money to the wrong person. Okay, there we go. Scott got that one right. So, audience, big round of applause. The fancy schmancy dessert that we were looking for, which is made with ice cream and meringue and sponge cake and sometimes flamed at the table with rum or brandy. Yep, that is indeed Baked Alaska.
Variety is the spice of life. Take cereals, just Kellogg's cereals.
Variety.
Flakes and Puffs and Pops.
Variety. Corn and wheat and rice. Variety.
Choice at the breakfast table.
Kellogg's Variety, spice of life.
Okay, so our scoreboard looks like this. $90 for Scott and $25 for Pat. And let's see, I don't think we have time enough to do another question, do we? Well, 6 minutes. All right, let's... Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you about it in just a minute. Don't go away.
I drink Dr. Pepper, don't you see? 'Cause it's the perfect taste for me. That original taste, you know, is making peppers everywhere I go. There's boating peppers, toting peppers, cooking peppers, good-looking peppers. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Us peppers are an interesting breed. An original taste is what we need. Ask any pepper and he'll say, only Dr. Pepper tastes that way. There's carrying peppers, marrying peppers, diet peppers, quiet peppers. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? There's saluting peppers, tooting peppers. I'm a pepper man. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Aye, aye. Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper.
Okay, now here's the story. You know what? I had one more question lined up for tonight, the Name That Tune question, and then by accident I went ahead and punched the button on Whitney Houston singing The Greatest Love of All, and that was the Name That Tune question, so we won't be able to do that one. So our scoreboard, our final scoreboard of the night looks like this. Scott with 90, Pat in second place with 25. So a nice round of applause for everybody who played. And our grand prize winner is Scott, and he wins Pacific Avenue.
Mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero mamar da chupeta, da chupeta, da chupeta pro bebê não chorar.
Mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero mamar. Ai, da chupeta, da chupeta pro bebê não chorar. Dorme, filhinho do meu coração, pega a mamadeira e vem entrar no meu corredão. Eu tenho uma irmã que se chama Ana, de piscar o olho já ficou sem a pestana. Mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero mamar. Ai, da chupeta, da chupeta pro bebê não chorar.
Mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero mamar da chupeta, da chupeta, da chupeta pro bebê não chorar.
Eu olho as pequenas, mas daquele jeito, e tenho muita pena não ser criança de peito. Eu tenho uma irmã que é fenomenal, ela é da bossa e o marido é um boçal. Mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero mamar. Ai, da chupeta, da chupeta pro bebê não chorar.
Mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero mamar da chupeta, da chupeta, da chupeta pro bebê não chorar. Mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero, mamãe, eu quero mamar da chupeta, da chupeta, da chupeta pro bebê não chorar.
Yes, we've all heard that one 1,000 times from the famous I Love Lucy episode where she wanted to make Ricky feel at home. He was missing Cuba. Carmen Miranda, Mama Yo Quiero. And basically the translation has something to do with baby wanting his pacifier. All right, 9:59 p.m., a minute left and time for me to clear out of here. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Now, if you would pass the word among friends, tell them about the broadcast. We're here weeknights, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. 9 Central, 8 Mountain, 7 Pacific, like Pacific Avenue, to be specific. Anyway, tell them about the broadcast, and I will say thanks in advance. And as you know, the virus is, again, getting worse, so please look after yourself. Wear a mask anytime you go outside, and avoid people who are not wearing masks. That's the most hazardous situation. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow night. Tom Edwards signing off. All the best to you.